that's Tonight from this season's revival of the classic Broadway musical West Side Story. Of course, tonight would have been the night they handed out the Tony Awards had the coronavirus not intervened. Still, America's theaters are keeping the lights on and keeping their hopes up, as we hear from Mo Rocca.
When did you know you wanted a life in the theater?
When I was evicted from my mother's womb. Yes, that's when I knew.
Actor André De Shields was destined for a life on stage.
André De Shields, Hadestown.
And last year, at age 73, he won the Tony Award.
Everybody slaves for the sweat of his brow.
For his role in Hadestown.
It's a graveyard in Hades.
Which took top honors as Best Musical. Deshields was performing 8 shows a week until March 12th.
I go to sign in, and the production stage manager says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I'm supposed to report back to work." She says, "But there's no show tonight."
And here at the Walter Kerr Theater, there haven't been any performances since. But the lights of Broadway haven't been entirely dimmed by the pandemic.
The seats may be empty, the actors and crew nowhere to be seen, but every stage on Broadway has a lamp like the one behind me, burning continuously.
It's called a ghost light, and it's a tradition that goes back to the late 1800s.
A ghost light is a light that stays on inside the theater, even when the house is dark, when a show's not going on, or when a show's not running.
Producer and author Jennifer Ashley Tepper says a ghost light serves a practical function.
When the show ends and the theater becomes dark, you have a light on so that the people that are visiting backstage, the people that are keeping up maintenance can have a way to see before the whole theater is lit again.
As for the ghost part,
the more romantic history of ghost lights is, of course, that they're lit so that the ghosts will either have company and be able to move around freely or to keep the ghosts away. So there's a lot of legends about that in the theater.
I know, it just looks like a light bulb on a stand, but the ghost light means so much more than that.
The only light in the theater was the ghost light, which was downstage center.
André De Shields' earliest memory of a ghost light is a cherished one. It was 1974, and he was auditioning for the title role in The Wiz.
And because the theater was empty, you could hear your footsteps echo. You're walking on stage. Already, the alchemy, the magic, is sort of washing over you.
Do you remember what you sang at the...
Of course I do. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there is no one else around. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when my love comes tumbling down.
And it's just you on the stage of the Majestic Theater?
And the ghost light.
So you wanted to meet the wizard.
Needless to say, he got the part.
Let me tell you that you've come to the right place.
Well, you know, I've been in shows since I was 9 years old. I just, took it for granted. There was the ghost light at night when we'd close up.
3-time Tony winner Bernadette Peters is a living legend of Broadway.
Stop worrying where you're going. Move on.
Originating roles in Sunday in the Park with George and Into the Woods.
Careful before you say, listen to me.
Madame Rose.
And starring in the 2003 revival of Gypsy, where she shared the stage with a ghost light.
It's always there, and it does represent the theater, and it's always lit.
Do you think that that's a powerful symbol?
I do, because, we're going to come back at some point.
Before the shutdown, there were 31 shows running on Broadway, and 8 which hadn't even opened to the public. These days, the theater district is indeed ghostly. The sound of music replaced by the sound of silence.
It's like you're running a race and suddenly everybody says, okay, stop and go home. You think, wait a minute, I don't know how to describe it, Mo, but our regular clocks are off. That's all I can say.
Veteran stage manager Peter Lawrence won a special Tony Award in 2013. He was in rehearsal for a new show when everything came to a stop.
Most people that I know in the theater don't really fit anyplace else. You know, there's nothing else we could do other than the theater.
Hello, Bernadette.
Out there, Broadway shines and Broadway sparkles.
But during this extended intermission,
You gotta be in the zone where it happens.
some of Broadway's top talent has simply relocated from the Great White Way to the World Wide Web.
Again. Step, kick, leap, kick, touch. Again.
The dance captain from the musical Diana has been baking Broadway pies for Instagram.
But it isn't my fault I was given those beans you
Rob
presented me.
McClure, who was set to open as Mrs. Doubtfire, lovingly mocks orchestra conductors.
Little pieces disappearing.
There's even a Tiger King musical parody starring Tony winner Kristen Chenoweth.
There's just constantly some amazing video being made. Everyone is connecting. So in a sense, we're extremely connected, and I think we feel very supportive of each other.
For music director, actor, and radio host Seth Rudetsky, Broadway is family,
Okay, so we'd like to bring up our first guest star.
which is why he and his husband, James Wesley, launched Stars in the House,
I'm not scared to be seen.
an online variety show.
This is me.
We'd love you guys to also donate if you can.
So far, they've raised over $350,000 for out-of-work members of the theater community.
Every day people keep donating, I mean, which is shocking because no one really has an income. I can't believe people are still donating, but they still are. So it's been really amazing.
Some stars have still found a way to perform for live audiences. Brian Stokes Mitchell, who recovered from COVID-19, is giving back by singing out of his apartment window.
This is my quest.
And Bernadette Peters has become part of a nightly audience cheering for New York City's healthcare workers.
And the first time I went out there, I was so overwhelmed I had to go inside. And then I thought, oh no, I'm going to film this. This is amazing. This is so beautiful. We can't get the applause, so now we're giving the applause to people that deserve applause.
It's not clear when curtains will rise again. The Broadway League is hoping for a January 2021 restart.
I'm so looking forward to Mrs. Doubtfire, and then Company. We're waiting for Company, and we're waiting for Music Man. I mean, all those shows. We need them.
It's going to sound hopelessly sentimental, what I'm going to say to you, but they're waiting for us.
Peter Lawrence is certain the theaters will reopen. After all, they've left the light on.
There's a warm heart on that stage, and those theaters are waiting for us to come back, and I'm very grateful they are.